back to yet another video of TechWafer. Hopefully you're having a great day. Adil here, your host, and in this video I'm about to review a smartphone from Vivo. It's been long since I've reviewed any smartphone from Vivo, so let's just quickly jump on to the unboxing of the Vivo's Y55 because the smartphone is carrying some impressive specs and also a decent and well-looking design. Without further ado, let's just jump on to the unboxing and then we'll proceed towards the benchmarks, the performance test, the camera test and all of other stuff that we normally perform in a review. So let's just jump on to the unboxing. Here we go. The Vivo's Y55 comes in a regular cardboard box which is in the plain white color and has Vivo and Y55 written on the front. At the back of the box are written some specs and information, whereas the box contains the Vivo's Y55 device itself, the USB Type-C cable, a 44-watt power brick, and along with that you are getting hands-free, and then in the box you will get the SIM tool, and then there are these quick guides, and last but not the least in the box is the clear TPU case that protects your device from damages as well as from fingerprints to be imprinted on the back. So that was pretty much it about the unboxing. Now returning to the design part of the smartphone, our review unit comes in an ice tone color and it looks pretty dope. It changes its color when the light hits it from different angles, and with that being said, we're also getting the new camera design at the back, which is kind of cool for sure. There is another variant available in midnight galaxy color. Even though the phone is made up of polycarbonate material, it provides a premium feel when you hold it. The finish of the smartphone is finest that you could expect from a plastic material smartphone. Not only that, but the smartphone also changes its colors from pink to white depending on the light's angle. The edges of the corner of the smartphone are rounded, and that is why the smartphone sits quite comfortably in the hand while you're using it. And even with the rounded edges, the smartphone's weight distribution is so good that it can stand on its own without any support, which is kind of amazing. The phone is relatively or slightly thick at 8.4 millimeters, and that could be because of the 5000 mAh battery inside the smartphone and the fast charging technology of 44 watts. And still this smartphone weighs only 186 grams, which is lower than our benchmark for the mid-range segment devices, which is around 190 to 195 grams, and that means you won't feel the difference when you're holding the smartphone in your hand. Now speaking about the button placement, the phone has volume rocker along with the power button on the right side, while the SIM tray is placed at the top with the noise cancellation microphone. Speaking about SIM tray, the phone features a dedicated micro SD card slot, allowing you to expand the storage without dropping the second SIM. The bottom of the phone houses a speaker grill along with a USB Type-C connector, a microphone and 3.5mm headphone jack, which is indeed a commendable feature in 2022. And they're not only providing the jack, but they're also providing the hands-free along with the smartphone in the box. Now it's time for the display, and the smartphone is carrying a 6.4 inches Full HD Plus AMOLED panel on the front with 408 pixels per inches density for the pixels people out there. And with that being said, the smartphone offers 60 Hz of refresh rate, even though the smartphone is not offering a high refresh rate on the smartphone. Yet they're providing 180 Hz touch sampling rate, which the casual users or the casual gamers might appreciate. And as always, for their budget or the mid-range segment devices, Vivo has decided to not let go the water drop notch in the smartphone. In it resides a 16 megapixel selfie shooter. Now focusing on the display, the smartphone also has an in-display fingerprint sensor, which is surely not the fastest that I've tested, but still this provides a quick unlocking experience. The panel has a 24 into 1080 pixels of resolution that delivers decent colors and saturation. The experience of watching video content was decent. The display has wideband L1 support. That means you can watch content from OTT apps in full HD plus resolution. So overall, when it comes to the display of the smartphone, I am pretty sure that you will not be disappointed. Cameras of any smartphone is indeed a feature that everyone looks for when they're buying a smartphone, be it a gamer or a casual smartphone user. And the cameras on the Vivo's Y55 are a 50 megapixel primary shooter along with a 2 megapixel bokeh and a 2 megapixel macro sensor at the back, while on the front you are getting a 16 megapixel selfie shooter. And now speaking about their performance, let's just start with the primary shooter. The maximum recording resolution of the phone is 1080p at 30 frames per second from the front as well as from the back. Usually there is not much of a difference between a 50 megapixel and a 48 megapixel sensor, but the video's image processing is efficient and the phone can produce decent images on the go. We got a decent dynamic range and good color reproduction, but the sharpness tends to slip in some scenarios. When it comes to the selfies, the front 16 megapixel selfie shooter works like a charm and it is capable of capturing decent looking selfies. Overall, if we conclude the camera experience of the smartphone, the vivo's Y55 has an optimized camera setup that can fulfill the needs of most users out there. Okay, so now speaking about the performance, the smartphone packs Snapdragon 680 chipset, which is based on 6nm architecture and it is really power efficient chipset, and the Y55 is, I think, the 6th device that I'm unboxing and reviewing that carries the Snapdragon 680. It may not be the most powerful chipset available for the particular price range, but it is really power efficient, and that means that it can deliver longer battery life when it comes to the usage. Smartphone also carries an 8GB of RAM, which is further expandable up to 4 gigs, and that eventually means that you'll be getting total of 12 gigs of RAM. The smartphone performs daily tasks easily. We ran apps like YouTube, Netflix for video watching, and social media apps like Instagram and Facebook, and all of these loaded and opened quickly, making multitasking seamless. And if we talk about the gaming, the phone is not targeted towards pro gamers. However, it can provide a playable experience on GPU intensive games like Call of Duty. However, for optimal performance, we turned the graphics to medium setting and medium frame rate, and the device did not cause any problem or frame drops when it comes to GPU intensive games. And nowadays you can find the Snapdragon 680 chipset in a lot of mid-range devices because of its power efficiency and because of the chipset shortage as well. And now moving towards the software section of the vivo's Y55, the smartphone is running TouchOS 12.0 at the top of Android 12.0, which tends to be the latest software when it comes to the Android out there available. And speaking about the features that the Android 12.0 and the TouchOS brings with it, let's just dig into that. Vivo has added thoughtful improvement into their operating system. Let's take the 3-swipe finger gesture, which enters you into the multitasking or multi-window mode, which I've found myself to be using a lot. And about the security patches, company has promised that whenever there is an update from Google, they will just port it to their latest smartphones right on time. Speaking about the battery section, the smartphone packs a 5000 mAh battery that is to be charged with a 44-watt power brick. The 44-watt power brick is exclusive for this particular price range. I've never seen a smartphone that is providing 44 watt of charging in this particular price segment. Now coming back to the charging speed part, this smartphone can be charged up to 50% in around 30 minutes mark that we have tested, and the battery can be fully charged up to 100% in only 1 hour. So that is quite a decent charging speed that you are getting for a smartphone that has 5000 mAh battery in it. And now moving towards the battery life part, the 5000 mAh battery in the smartphone, because of the Snapdragon 680's power efficiency, can last for about 2 days if you're a normal smartphone user. But if you're a heavy smartphone user who plays a lot of games and watches a lot of content on social media, or just like to scroll over TikTok like this, even then the smartphone is capable enough to deliver you the battery life of up to 1 day without any problem or without the need to plug in again.